I'd first like to start out by saying thank you for using the Simply Color and Simply Canvas video tutorial system. My name is Emily Sullivan, and this video tutorial is designed to show you how to apply a mirrored stretch to your image prior to uploading it into the Rose system. So the first thing you're going to do is to open your image in Photoshop. You can see that I've already taken that step. And I'm just going to take a hold of the bottom right corner of my image. You can see my cursor is there right now. And I'm just going to drag the image open so that I have a little more space to work with around the edges of the image. So the first thing we're going to do is to properly size the image as we're going to need it. What I'm going to be doing is preparing a file. What I'm going to do is size this image for canvas that would have a front face of 16 inches by 20 inches. I will also be preparing this file as if it were going to be stretched around a standard stretcher bar depth, which is 1.5 inches. So we will be needing to apply an extra 2 inches per dimension to the image in order to accommodate that stretcher bar. So again, that is calculated by the depth of the stretcher bar, which is 1.5 inches, and then we need to leave an extra 1/2 inch where the image will be pulled around the back side of the stretcher bar where it is stapled and assembled. So that's how we reach that 2 inches. The next thing that we're going to do is to come over to our layers palette. Then you'll see that your first layer is titled your background. And what we're going to do is double click on that, and it will ask you to rename that layer to layer 0, which is just fine. We're going to click OK. And what that does is unlock that layer and make it a workable layer. So once we've done that, we're going to come into Image, scroll down to Canvas Size, and now we're going to add that extra 2 inches per dimension that we talked about before. So right now our image and our canvas are both sized at 16 by 20, and we would like our canvas to be sized at 20 by 24 so that we have room to apply that mirror stretch. You can see that before I did that, the relative box was unchecked and the anchor point was in the center. Click OK. And now we have an extra 2 inches per dimension applied evenly around our image. At this point, I'm going to start pulling some guides down from my ruler, and these are just going to show me where the mirror stretch is going to start and stop. And as I pull these guides, I am holding down my mouse, clicking Shift right now, and lifting my finger up off of my mouse. What that does is ensure that the guide does click directly right to that dimension that you're looking for. So now that I have the guides, I can see exactly where my image starts and stops and where my mirror stretch will begin. So at this point, once we have the image and the canvas sized to the way that we would like them, we're going to start our mirrored stretch. We're going to do so by coming over to our Tools palette, to our Marquee tool, and making sure that the rectangular marquee is selected. Once it is, we're going to come up into the top left corner of our screen and select the full width of the image and then the height down 2 inches. So if you look over on the left hand side to my rulers right now, you can see a little dotted line that's going to tell me exactly when I am at that 4-inch mark. And once I am, I'm just going to let go, making sure that I have that full image encompassed in the marquee. I'm just going to let go, and now I'm going to come into the arrows keys on my keyboard and nudge down 1 pixel. What that's going to do is just make sure that I don't end up with a white outline between the mirror and the original face of the image. The next step is to copy and paste this segment so that we have it in a workable layer. And we're going to do that by coming up to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste, and you'll see that in your Layers palette you now have just that section available for you in a brand new layer. So I'm going to turn off the original layer, and there you go. That will ensure that we don't interrupt the front face of the image as it is. Once that's done, we're going to come back into Edit, Transform, Scale, and you'll see that a transform box is now available for you in that exact size and shape of the marquee box that you previously made. So we're going to take a hold of this bottom center handlebar, and we're going to drag it all the way across itself. Now this is where you have to use your discretion for your image. You can see that one of the rider's helmets is visible at the top portion of the canvas, and I feel that that's a little distracting. And this may happen in your images as well, and what you're going to do is just pull beyond the canvas size, canvas dimension, until that portion of the helmet or whatever it happens to be in your image is beyond the picture plane. Once it is, you're going to let go of your mouse and click the check, and that will apply the transformation. So before we go any further with adding the rest of the sides of the mirror stretch, we need to merge these two layers. The way that we're going to do that is you can see that we have layer 1 selected, and what I'm going to do now is hold down my Shift key and click on layer 0. That allows me to highlight both of them at the same time. Then I'm going to come up to layer, and I'm going to select merge layers, and that's going to just merge them together. So now I'm going to apply the mirror on the bottom section, and I'm going to make sure once again that I have my marquee tool selected. Start on the bottom left corner of the image, go the full width of the image, and then make sure that I have a full 2 inches of it to use. And now this time I'm going to go into my arrows and nudge up 1 pixel to make sure that I don't end up with that white line. So again, edit copy, edit paste. Our new layer has been made, and now we're going to do edit transform, scale. Take a hold of this, what is now the top center handlebar, and pull it down across itself until we are happy with the mirror stretch as it happens. Let go, click check to apply the transformation, and once again hit Shift, select layer 1, come up to layer, merge layers,